live, we're live. Welcome, welcome everybody to the Mum-Freedom-Preneurs Hangout. And our topic today is the importance of gratitude. Coming up in the United States this week of having Thanksgiving, we thought it was a wonderful, wonderful topic, and anywhere we are in the world, always the importance of gratitude. So what we're going to do is we're going to go across the page here. We're going to be introducing everybody. For some of you might not know some of us, and then we're going to dive right into the topic. I'm right here, so I'll just start. I'm Jan Polsky. I'm the Abundance Mum-Freedom-Preneur from Abundance Now, and I have twin 5-year-old boys. I usually give my naked kid alert, but we are starting a little bit earlier so that everybody in Australia, Serena's here, Australia can start easier for people to come on since the time differences changed. For me, it's, oh my goodness, we start a little bit late. 7:17 a.m. in the morning here. But you're going to hear, I'm here in Los Angeles, around the world where everybody is. We're literally spanning the globe here. And I used to be an entertainment attorney, and I was very, 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 very pregnant with my twins, sitting in my office, and had this massive epiphany. You can hear I'm losing my voice a bit, but I'm okay. That if I didn't do something, I was never going to see my kids. The kids are going to be, never mind daycare, my kids are going to be raised. So I made a very powerful decision that I was going to change that up. And long story short, eventually I was able to find this, the exact thing that all of us here do, and allows me to really be able to, I'm just so blessed that I can be with my kids and do, homeschool them, travel, take them to the park, Disneyland, do the things that I love to do, and talk about things that I love, and feed my soul, like the topic that we have today. So, and really, really help people. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm going to go across the board here. I'm going to go by what I see here on the panel. So that is, I'm starting here with Serena. I'm so excited you're here. Yeah.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 11:18 p.m. here in Perth, Western Australia. I'm really excited to be here. I'm sorry I haven't been on for a while. I've just been so busy with team hangouts and other interviews, and it's been crazy busy lately with my work. But I'm just so happy I'm here. And when I heard the topic, I was like, I've got to be here because I live in a state of gratitude every day. But yeah, a little bit about me for those people that don't know me. I'm a stay-at-home mum, a single stay-at-home mum of 2 little ones. I've got a 5-year-old girl called Grace Miley and a little boy called Nicky, and he's 3. And I never done any online marketing or sales or anything. Only got started 1.5 years ago, made my first 6 figures in the business the first year. Pretty crazy, results not typical, but totally possible. Yeah, I've just never been so excited in my life. I can't truly believe what's happened to me because I hadn't been working. I had actually not been working for close to 4 years. I just decided to stay home with my kids, got deeper into debt because I didn't want to send my kids to daycare. I was still breastfeeding my son until I had $5K left in my credit card, and I was like, shit, oops, excuse my French, but I was like, either I've got to go, back to work and leave my children, or I've got to find something I can do. And so the last little bit of money that I had left on my credit card, I put into this business, and I've never looked back. I've never spoken on stage. I've been speaking on stages. I've been asked to be a trainer at masterminds. I travel every 2 to 3 months now regularly. Life's just gotten super exciting, and yeah, I can't believe it myself, and in the business, to be honest, it's way bigger to me than just financial. Financial is the first step, but the community, I actually went through a breakup this year. So all this business stuff was going well, and then suddenly my partner left me over 8 years. Bit of a slap in the face, but now I can see it as a blessing in disguise. But without the community that we've got here, I don't know where I would be. The support I got, it's so much bigger, to me than just business. It's family. It's my second family, and I'm just really grateful. I really can't express in words how grateful I am for this community, and you know, on so many different levels, and that's why I had to be here tonight, because I'm just so grateful. So thank you all, and I can't wait to hear from everybody.
Yay! We're so happy to be here. I'm going to go across over to Agnes. Agnes, move Agnes. Oh.
Okay, hi guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so my name is Agnes, living in the Euro-Abundance Mum-Preneur, and I live here in Hollywood, Florida, the last 16 years. And I have a beautiful 3.5-year-old son. His name is Levente Gergely. And the main purpose to be here and working in this beautiful business with this amazing system, to able to spend time with him, with my son, with my family. And before I was working with kids, so I had experience and the side effects, you know, the and how much is the benefit to stay home. And I knew that before he came along. Then I want to be a stay-at-home mom, and that's what I'm working so hard to accomplish with this beautiful business. And he's just 3.5 years old, and I really planning to stay home with him and homeschooling when the time comes. So that's my real goal today.
Oh, I love it, Agnes. I love it, Agnes. It's so cool that you know that yeah, we've influenced that you do this. I just think it's so. Did you let everybody know where you are? Let everybody know where you are, where you are in the world, and what time it is for you.
I'm here in Hollywood, Florida, and now it's 10:30 a.m.
Yeah. So
in the morning.
Standing across, we got one end of the U.S., we got Australia. We're coming here, and we also have coming in CJ.
Hey, good morning. I am in Spring Hill, Florida, so I am on the other side of the state. Agnes is on this side, I'm on this side of the state, so we're both in the same state. It's 10:30 in the morning for me on Monday morning. For me, it's just the blessing to be a mom and to be able to be home with my 3 boys who are 9, 6, and 4. I also homeschool all 3 of them, so we are together as a family, creating family values, family traditions, and creating that strong bond within the family guidance, because things change every day. You never know when your moments are going to be different or when your lifestyle will change in front of you. And to be able to have that stability within my family and control is priceless in my eyes. So I am very grateful to be a mom. I am very grateful to be home with them and to be a strong boundary for their life and a strong influence, and to make sure that they're getting the education that they need and the guidance in which they need, and to know that it's staying all within the same realm of the upbringing and the raising that I would like to have for my children, and just to make sure that they're eating properly and taking the food and nutrition that they need and healthy food, and not wondering what they're going to get in the school or what type of food they're getting served or the type of respect or bullying. I mean, these are all things that are unfortunately part of everyday life now, and to know that my children are always happy and always at peace and always in a tranquil environment, for me, was the most important part of choosing the freedom lifestyle and becoming my own business owner of an online business, is to make sure that my children were put first, above and beyond, for everything. And that's this whole week. Last weekend, now we just started Monday of this week, but we've been focusing just on Thanksgiving, the holiday of Thanksgiving for here in the U.S. And I'll take when it's my turn to talk about grateful, I'll show you my creative board of thankful leaves that we've created in part of our homeschooling class this week. But just to know that I am a mom after losing 2 children and being advised that I could not have children was, for me, is the most grateful thing on the planet.
Love it, love it, love it. I love your energy. I love everything you have here. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm going to go over now to Joan.
Hey everybody, it's Joan here, and I'm so grateful to be on this panel today, as always. And today we are actually, I'm usually on this hangout, I am in Texas, but today we are in Phoenix, Arizona. So in just these past few months, so I think it was in Colorado in September. In October we were in Orlando, and then now we're in Phoenix. So it's really cool that we get to travel. And I started my online business while my husband was actually deployed, because when he got back, I didn't want him to have to worry about going back to a corporate job. I mean, he's been gone for a year, and then had the thought of him having to come home and then, leaving every morning to go to a job and not seeing him again was just really heartbreaking for me. I did not want that to happen. I just wanted him to come home and spend time with the family and spend time with the kids. And he came home last August, and my goal was to just survive the whole deployment. And so it was so cool that I found this community, because you guys helped me survive through that, through those crazy days, and just kept me strong and kept me going. It just kept inspiring me. So, and that's what I love about this community, and that's what I love about this business. So he's back now, and he is with us full time, and he's not looking for a job. He's just staying home, and he's here with us. And today being in Phoenix. We've lived here in the past, and this place is really special to me because, well, a couple of things. When we lived here in Phoenix, and my father was in Dallas, and I remember, him getting a phone call when he had passed, and I was, living here, and I felt guilty about not being at home. But for some reason, this is a special place for me. And then number two, and I know this is a little personal, but you guys are all moms here. Phoenix is where we conceived our first child, and so this place, just being here is just, I love it. I haven't been back since my father had passed away. So being here for Thanksgiving is just, it's awesome. It's really cool. So I'm so happy I get to share this moment with you guys. I love you all. So back to you, Val.
Love you, Joan. Love you, Joan. And I'm coming. Hang on one second. Little tech glitch there. And Christy, welcome. Christy's here with us. Christy, can you? Oh, there we go.
I have to remember to unmute myself every time. Okay, well, this is my first time on the panel with you guys. I tried to jump on last week, but I missed it. It is actually 9:30 in the morning here in Kansas City, Missouri. I have 3 kids. I have a 12-year-old son, 7-year-old girl, and a 4-year-old boy. And my 4-year-old is in daycare. I found this business about April this year. I actually saw Sarita speak on stage in April in Nashville, and there was something about her that drew me to her. And then once again in Vegas, and then the last time in Orlando, I caught her in the bathroom, and I was like, I really want to get on your Mum-Preneur hangout, because I'm a mom, and I want to be part of your community. And she was like, you are more than welcome. So I'm so thankful to be here with you guys. Yay. Just to surround myself with people like you, because I still have a job. I still have to put my kid in daycare, and it's killing me. And so, I'm every day working towards my ultimate goal, which is to be a stay-at-home mom with my kids. And actually, CJ, I would love to homeschool my kids. I would love it. So, my ultimate goal is to start here with you guys and work towards my goal every day. So just thank you so much for having me.
Well, Christy, Joan also homeschools her 3 boys, and Val also homeschools her 2 boys. So there's 3 homeschool moms on here.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I get a lot of really good ideas from them, too. It's cool. We're all going to help each other out with content and stuff that we're doing. So, yeah. So welcome. I'm so excited that you're with us. And, oh, my goodness. Michelle, you're here.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm Michelle. I'm in Texas, and I'm so happy to be here. I kind of had a little break for a while, just with a bunch of stuff going on. But you know, my story is kind of similar to CJ. You know, and having children is that I tried for years and years and years to conceive my child, and it just wasn't the right time. I'm very blessed to have my son. He'll be 5 on the 22nd next month. And he was like our best Christmas present ever, coming home from the hospital with him on Christmas Eve. And he's really the reason why I got started in this business, to have time freedom and the financial freedom to put him first, to be a full-time mom first, not a full-time employee. And so I'm very grateful that I found this opportunity and that I've been able to connect with each one of you and everybody that we met and that we continue to meet through this opportunity. And yeah, the topic today on gratitude is, we should practice gratitude every day because we are blessed. You never know what, is around the corner. And I experienced that here the other week. A friend of mine, not somebody that I know, but someone that she was very close to, very tragically was taken away from her family on her way to pick her son up from school. And she's very young, and she has 4 children, and it was it's, you never know. You never know what will happen. So every day, live your life to the fullest and be full of gratitude. And so yeah, I'm happy to be back and be sharing on the topic with you all today.
Oh, that's powerful, and I'm just so happy to see you, Michelle. It's great. You're perfect for here.
Thank you.
I love you, Michelle. I missed you.
I miss you all too. I've just been so busy, but I catch the replays. I just feel like I was so disconnected, and thought I gotta hop on and touch base and reconnect with everyone today. I love seeing your beautiful faces.
Aww, I love it. It's so funny. The life of a mom. My bum. I looked up, found a little itty piece of Lego under my bum. I'm like, what is that?
We have them all over the floor.
Nice, now you lay a little piece of Lego right here. So it's funny. Like, where did that come from? Okay. Last one just hopped on the panel. I'm so excited you hear Harmony. Hey, girl. Well, unmute for a sec. Unmute. You want to unmute?
Here we go.
Hey, there you go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I've been sick and I didn't catch the time change, so I woke up and got a message from CJ, and I threw breakfast together for the kids and hopped on. So, yeah, grateful to be here. I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to hang out with you guys every Monday. It's pretty awesome. So it's one of the things that I'm grateful for, and I'm really looking forward to being able to do it more. I've only been a part of this opportunity for, I think, about a month. So I've only been able to hang out a couple of times, but it's been awesome, and I've really enjoyed all of the times that I have been on. You guys are awesome and inspirational, so I'm grateful for that. And are we going right into sharing what we're grateful for? Because I kind of missed exactly.
Yeah, we just started with intros right now. If you let me know your kids, where you're at, what time is it?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. I have 2 boys, 20 months and 4 years old, and it's a busy household. I stay at home part-time. My partner works out of town for long periods of time, so he's gone for 6 weeks at a time, so my goal is to get him home. But when he is home, I go to work. I'm a psychiatric nurse, so I work really long hours. So when Dad comes home, I go to work, so we barely get to see each other. So we have what I feel like a disconnected family right now. So my goal is to bring him home so we can hang out and be together all the time and be a stay-at-home family. And I, too, would love the opportunity to homeschool my boy when he does start school. So that is a goal, and I'd love to hear more about your guys' experience with that another day. But that's my story.
Love it, love it, love it. And So happy, so excited you're here. So I'm going to start over here. Sarita's right here. You want to jump in on the topic of gratitude, Sarita? Because I know this is such a powerful, powerful thing for you.
Yeah. Let me just. Can you hear me?
Yep, totally hear you.
Yeah. Awesome. Sorry, I was doing something else. I was like always multitasking. I just to me, like I know, you know, like I'm very much into self-development. So for me, I know like frequency-wise, gratitude is one of the highest frequencies. So if you, for example, put write, you know, on a bottle of water, I am grateful, or thank you, it actually creates this amazing water crystal. Like the water crystal actually changes its shape just by you putting the intention and the label of water on it. Like it's actually scientifically proven, and I'm sure many people know about this. I think Dr. Omoto, there's like a, yeah, there's like an amazing book about that. But that just shows what the effect of gratitude can have, because we are like 60-70% or more water, depending, you know. Some are a bit dehydrated, but we are a lot of water. So if we are in a state of gratitude, if we truly are grateful and living, you know, count our blessings every day, it actually affects our body. It affects us on a cellular level. That in itself, I think, is fascinating. But it also makes you feel good, you know, like when you truly realize that how much we have to be grateful for, because most of us, we have so much, even though we might be, like, even though I was like 1.5 years ago in $50,000 debt, I was still having enough food. I still had a house around. I still had, you know, warm clothes. I still had education, friends, and you know, I love traveling. And one of my biggest eye-openers was when I went to India when I was 20. And it wasn't a holiday. Like, India is not a holiday. And I've had actually a few friends who got a bit shocked because they thought, oh, they're going on this yoga retreat, and they thought it was going to be all really cool. And then they messaged me while they were in India crying in their hotel room because they couldn't handle the poverty. Because in India, it really opens your eyes. You really have truly, there's so many people that are just live on the side of the road, people with their arms like cut off, and they're truly just live on the side of the road, and you're like, how can I ever complain again, you know? And the funny thing is, when you see them, they're often like smile at you, and they have brighter smiles than the people you see on the train going to work in the Western world, and you're like, what's wrong with us? Like, it really blows your mind. You know, in India, I had like people like, I had like 20-something people like just walking through the street, and they're all clinging on to you because you're Westerner, and they know that you got money, and they truly got nothing. Like, there's such a big gap between the poor and the rich, and that's why I highly encourage people to travel, because it really does change your perspective. And even though you might think right now you're in a bad spot, you go to a place like India, and you're like, you never see the world. like you can't explain it, you know. I was not actually living in the real India. I was living in an ashram, which was more like a spiritual like community, and it was Western food. You could actually eat it. Like, the first, like, India is so dirty. Even though I was just eating bread for the first 3 days because I knew it was dirty, and I've been told to be really careful, I had such bad food poisoning. I thought I was going to die after the 3rd day, because it's just, everything is, your body can't handle it. It's just, and that, I think, for me, like, gave me a really good personal experience of why I should be grateful, because I really know, I've seen it with my eyes. I've had this little girl who was like 6 or 7 who knew all these different languages, and she was telling me that her brother needed milk powder, and so I bought milk powder for her, you know. Later I found out that milk powder is it's actually, because it's very expensive, they actually trade with milk powder. But you know what, I didn't really care. But the thing is, it's just a really good thing sometimes to take yourself out of where you are, out of your comfort zone, go somewhere like India where really people are super when it's not a holiday. But all I'm trying to say is like gratitude. That helped me be more grateful because I really experienced it firsthand. But if you want to manifest more abundance in your life, I guess that it's all about feeling good. And I think just being grateful, just every day to realize, look at the glass half full rather than empty. It does make you feel better, and then it's just like if you're in a state of happiness and joy, you're just gonna you're gonna attract more of that, and that's the law of attraction. And I just like feeling good, so I was just listening to another audio just before this, and then he was talking about different consciousness states. And if you're a nice person, you just have a high vibration. If you're nice to people, if you're grateful, it's just what it is, And if you want to be grumpy, you're going to be. That's your choice. That's your free will. But if then your life's not very good, it's kind of that's just what's going to happen. And it's really not that hard to be grateful, but I think there is a lot of people, because we're so programmed to watch TV first thing in the morning. Well, I don't ever watch TV. I don't know when I last watched TV. I watch YouTube, I watch stuff on YouTube on my TV. But I don't ever watch the news, ever. But if I would have the first thing when I would get up, like a lot of people do, put the TV on and have all this negativity in my brain, how could I ever be grateful? I can understand how people go down the downward spiral the first thing in the morning when they do what everyone else is kind of taught to do, to read the paper and watch the news. Well, I don't do that, and I think it's really important to have that conscious mindset. Really realize that why do you want to do that to yourself first thing in the morning? And if you really want to create an amazing life, start your day good and don't look at stuff that's totally filtered. It doesn't show the good news. If there would be a good news channel, I'd watch it, or there would be a balance between good and bad, but it's just all bad, which is, the world is not all bad. There's actually a lot of amazing things happening, but the news, they don't tell you that because they want to keep you down, because they want to keep controlling you, because they want you not to travel around the world, live an amazing freedom life. They want to keep you a slave, and that's the truth. And to me, I found this business 1.5 years ago. I never fitted in anywhere. Never ever fitted in anywhere. I was always like this alien. And this is the first time I'm just thriving in something, because it is all about living your passions, being, I'm so grateful that I found this business when I did, because there's personal stuff that didn't go so well. However, without this business, if I would be now, if I hadn't found the business when I did, I would need to now drop my kids to before school care, then, wouldn't see them all day long, pick them up at like 6 p.m. or whatever, and then by the time I would be home, they'd be sleeping. I wouldn't spend any time with my children. I'm just so grateful I found this business when I did, because when I have my kids 4 days a week. The rest of the days they're with their dad. On the days I have my children, I have them full time. They go to a school where I'm actually allowed to be there. It's like a community school. It's the best thing next to homeschool, because I can actually be there, which is fantastic. So I have lunch with them. Sometimes I do lunch for the whole school, but it's very community-like, and I'm allowed to leave and go whenever I want to, and I can really be there for them. And my time with them has even become more precious, because I don't have them every day because Dad has them 3 days a week. So it would absolutely break me if I wouldn't be able to spend those days with them, And now on the days I have my children, all I do is be with them, and most of my work gets done. And it's very part-time work. What I do is when they're asleep, like right now they're asleep, or on the weekends I put my head down and get a lot of work done. But it's pretty amazing. I couldn't feel more grateful about this business, and it's not a lie, it's absolute truth. And yeah, my biggest month in this business has been 26,500, and big income disclosure here, but like that's American dollars, that's over 30,000 Australian. That was pretty much my income a year full time, because I never did anything. I was never like in a corporate job. I was just a childcare worker or an admin assistant. So just want to say, like, the world is your oyster. This stuff is really, we're not lying here. We're like stay-at-home moms from all different parts of the world. We've got America present, United States, Australia. Do we have the UK? Is the UK here?
Not today. Do we have Canada?
We've got Canada here, and we've got some babies presents. And that's another thing. Like I'm so often in a hangout, I actually got my babies like right next to me, because you can do this business from anywhere. So I'm just like, the topic grateful or being grateful is just perfect, because I am so grateful just for this business, for this community. And when I was maybe also when I was not in a very good place emotionally because of the breakup, I had like all these women from all around the world supporting me, jumping on Skype with me, advising me. I never felt alone, because as a stay-at-home mom, it's easy to feel alone and isolated, because it is hard sometimes to get out the house or get anything done. And to know that I can reach people around the world, all these women with the same values and the same passion for freedom, and not being, so many people are in this box and they feel like they're stuck, and we're all here, all these women here, they're courageous women who want a better life for their kids. Just being around that energy just lifts you up, like it kept me so strong when things were bad, and so it saved my life, not just financially but emotionally. And I just will never look back, and I will love these ladies forever and ever. So I'm just grateful I'm here, and thank you for having me on. And yeah, just pumped to see you all again, hopefully all in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, love you all.
Love you, Sarita. Oh my goodness. For those of you that don't know, this Mompreneur Hangout was birthed, me and Sarita. We were visiting. I was so grateful. We were in Charlotte. It was Charlotte, right, Sarita? And I had the last second, had this inspiration. They said there's a group of people meeting in this parking lot. There was a party and somebody had a chef or something. And I said, am I going to go? Last second I went and connected with Sarita. We were like crying in each other's arms going, we want to help the moms. Let's do this. And that's what birthed this hangout, actually. And I have such gratitude to you, Sarita. And together we started and created this. And it's just, the lives that have been transformed. I'm just remember, you can mention it too, we've had folks that have come up to us and said that, and we know a lot of you, you're out there, you're watching, and some of you may not comment, but we know you're there. We've heard some of you have come up to us and told us that this has literally saved your life, and I have such appreciation for all of us and what we do, that's what we do here, and with some of the topics and everything. And when we get to CJ, I'm gonna have you shout out. I know there's folks there, so shout out in the comments, and we're gonna shout out everybody that's here. And we'll speak out and say welcome to you, and shout out in the comments the stuff that you're welcome, that you're thankful for. We'll shout it out here as well. So, and even if you're watching this in the replay, please do the same. You're here with us in energy. We're all here together. And know that that's our intention. We'll be checking in during the week and all that. Shout out where you're from, where you're watching, and what you're grateful for. Okay? For me, something just really powerful, and some of you have mentioned this. For me, I had to work really hard to have these kids as well. And so I have such gratitude just to have them. And I'd had relationships that didn't work, and after the last one, I was getting older, and I was like, you can't walk up to a guy and go, hi, I want kids. It just doesn't really work that way. So I made a very powerful Agnes, you're laughing. I love it. There's a pattern interrupt for you. I said, I'm going to do this. I can do this. Somehow I'm going to find a way to do this. to have my kids. And I did it on my own. So for those of you that might be struggling or even dealing with secondary fertility, because it can happen, I did this on my own. And one of the biggest things that and I was in a fertility group, okay? And one of the things that they taught us, the most powerful thing that was so important for our physical bodies, for our physical health, and really to be able to have our babies, so that because stress is such a massive factor if you're ever through a fertility issue at all. And they said to do this thing called news and goods, where at the end of the day, we would talk, if we had a partner. For me, I didn't have one, so I'd call my mom. And it was news and goods, and what we were to do is at the end of the day, we were to talk about 5 wonderful things that we were thankful for that happened that day. 5 good things, which ended up resulting in, during the day, we all started looking for them. So my attention during the day was not looking for what was going wrong, but looking for what was going right, actually paying attention to it. And it was a really amazing thing, the feeling of switching the intention in looking for something wonderful so I could report it at the end of the day, because that was my assignment. But it became like a way of thinking, a way of being, and the transformation that started to happen. And we couldn't talk about anything that had to do with the fertility process. It had to be about anything else in life. And it was such a powerful experience. It's just as a suggestion. I know we're in the U.S. here. I mean, I'm Canadian, and so I was like, in Canada, it's not Thanksgiving right now, but there's so many people all over here. We're all focusing on gratitude and all that. But as a suggestion, maybe as a daily activity, to make that looking for 5 new things each day. We're thankful for our kids, but even just little things. 5 new things each day of something that's wonderful that's happened, right? So at the end of the day, you can report to someone, in your life, and maybe it's like an accountability thing. If you're a single mom, find someone, a friend you can, or to connect that with. If you have kids that are old enough, maybe speaking. I know Greta was on here. Greta, I'm shouting at you. Come on back, girl. She would do these things with her kids, where they would all report to each other. What are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? Or what happened? What was the wonderful thing today that was wonderful? And at the end of the day, in the evening, around supper, dinner time, they would talk about it. And I just think it's a really, really cool thing, because as Sarita was saying, vibration-wise, it's a powerful place to be, and attracts so much. So that's my one thing. Everybody here has some such powerful things to share. I'm going to go on next over to Agnes. You are up.
Okay. I promise myself I won't get emotional, because, holidays are coming, and it's a very difficult time for me, and I'm grateful, guys, that I can be here, and you're saving my life.
We're here, Agnes. You're not alone, baby.
I lost my mom like 16 months ago, and this is very difficult time for me, and I know my son saved my life. He is a blessing in my life, and God gave me him, and he picked me to be his mommy in heaven. And it was very difficult here the last year, and I know my mom is working in a mysterious way, because when I was the most depressed because my grief, I found you guys, you amazing ladies, and that was my hope, and the love and everything what I felt. It was a lifesaver, and I always practice gratitude, and I'm a very grateful person for everything, and I counting my blessings and noticing simple pleasures, but sometimes it was difficult, and now I'm just getting back to life. And how Sarita shared before, this business, and it's not only financially is helping us. We are here, mothers, women, supporting, loving each other with advice. And I know I have everybody's back. You know, I know when I'm feeling down, I can reach out, and I'm really learning, you know, to live my life as everything is a miracle, because there's the other thing, like I fear then my mom chose this time to go to heaven when she knew I have my son. I have a beautiful son, and he is the love of my life, and I'm fine. I'm going to be okay, because I have to be okay for him, and for, you know, especially for the first couple of months, 6 months, 8 months, I don't know, just my son's love, you know, his smile. I was just so grateful for that, because it's like, especially he has my mother's eyes, and I knew she's here with me, and she's giving messages through my son. You know, when my son is hugging me and when he says he loves me, I know it's her from heaven. So I know gratitude, you know, shifts my focus, what my life, what my life lacks, but to the abundance that is already present in my life. That's it.
I love you, Agnes.
I just want to quickly add something, Agnes. Just want to say thank you. I've met you now. I think we met twice now at events, and I know you don't have the family either. Like my family's in Germany, and so for me, that's another big hurdle, especially when you go through tough times and all your family's overseas. And I totally get how you feel, you know. And you know, I like this year financially, yeah, it's been amazing, but it's been the toughest year of my life, going through a custody battle. And you know, I was at breaking point, and this business kept me going because of the support that I had. And it wasn't a business; it's family, it's women around the world supporting each other, and it's so big. And that's why Nashville was so huge, because it was really hard for me to get to Nashville because of what just had happened. But then when I went there, it was funny. I had like 4 or 5 women come up to me and said, because of this business, they didn't take their own lives. Because we, you know, being a mum and being on your own, depending, whatever, we're all going through struggles. Like you lost your mum. I didn't see my kids for 4 weeks this year and didn't know when I'm going to see them next. That was a nightmare. You know, we all go through struggles. Some people fighting illnesses, some people whatever. But to know that we can all support each other, and it doesn't matter where we are, and we don't even have to leave the house. It's just pretty amazing. And to me, that meant everything, because I really struggled getting to that event. But when I had all these women come up to me telling me that at that event, I was like, I was so grateful. That was my blessing, because I was like, that's why I'm meant to be here, because that's exactly how I felt. And we're making way bigger differences to, you know, there might be women watching right now, and I'm sure there is, who are going through really, really tough times. And just letting you guys know that we are here to support all of you. Just reach out to us on Facebook. We are, you know, we are a community of women who all want to help each other, raise each other, uplift each other up. And just hearing you again, you're not, you know, I'm just so grateful, and I just love, you know, I love all your posts, and I'm just so excited you're here with us, you know.
Thank you.
So thank you for sharing, because your story will inspire someone else, and there will be a woman just like you right now who has that grief and will feel less alone because you shared that. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarita. And then because we have small children, then it's really difficult sometimes to be brave, to be always so strong, because he was little when I went through this difficult time, and that's what I learned. I don't have to put my brave face on in front of you ladies. I can't break down because I feel at home with you. You are my extended family, but I don't have here. And I really appreciate all of you, everybody. Thank you so much, ladies. I love you.
I love you too, lovely. And we're here. We are here. I'm going to bring you out. CJ, you're always good at this. You do us a favor first. Could you look on the page and see if we got anybody to shout out? And
Sure. I would love to. Let me just make sure that there's no other ladies that need to go, or if anybody has to go for other. I can always go last. That's why I just make sure. Is there any other ladies that need to go now?
Time-wise, we're good? Okay, cool.
Okay, good. All right. Nope, there is no shout-outs. I did, however, post 2 pictures of me with Agnes in Las Vegas, and then again with me and Agnes and a few other ladies in Orlando. So make sure that you go check out those pictures on the page, ladies. And but no, there is no comments, and we do interact. So please tell us what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for, what your blessings are in life, so that we can share with the world that's watching, so that they can hear and see. For me, as many of you know already, I had lost 2 children. I'm going to show you some arts and crafts really quick. But I had lost 2 children due to miscarriages before I had my oldest. And I was advised that I could not have children, that I would never be able to conceive a child and carry a child full term. Well, for me, that was not my answer. I knew that there was a better life for me. I knew that there was another answer. So I never gave up on being a mom. I never gave up on having children. And because I never gave up on that, I was blessed with 3 amazing boys that are nonstop, very energetic and incredible. So never take a no when you feel a yes inside of you. Never accept that no. Never accept that final determination that life is over and that this is going to be the life that you're handed, because people really don't know what you feel. People really don't understand what you are as a person and where you're coming from, and your internal path, your inner space is really up to you. You are the one that's going to define that, and you are the one that's going to create that. So for me, because I knew I was meant to be a mom, I knew that this was just a challenge that was there, that was put in my path to make me stronger, and also to make me enjoy my children a little bit more, and to make me push harder to give them the life that they deserve. I truly believe that's the reason why I had lost my 2 babies prior to having Manuel. And then after Manuel, the other 2 came very freely. And my last one, we call him the oops, because he was not planned. We were not actually even expecting a 3rd child. And we found out in January, we have what's called Super Bowl here in the USA, and I found out Super Bowl weekend that I was pregnant with my 3rd one. So, touchdown! So just always follow yourself, and when you feel that the advice that you're given is not what your true path is, believe that that's what you truly are meant to have. And Sarita is right on key with being able to appreciate something else and someone else's lifestyle and the life that other people give and have, because it is. And unfortunately, we are not all blessed to be able to travel every 2 to 3 months like us ladies here on this panel are. And if you're in a situation where you're not able to travel to 3rd world countries or other states or other parts of the world where it is poverty, what you can do is you can go to your local government offices, you can go to your local spiritual centers, your local churches, and ask them about the homeless shelter kitchens, or some of them have women groups where they can help support women that are living in shelters or safe houses or safe havens. And this way you're able to experience that within your town, within your little area, your immediate area, of what poverty is for other people, and it will really help you understand what you have around you. And for me, we had this house built from scratch, and it's a rather large home, But there are days that I look around it and I'm like, wow, I was really selfish by wanting to build this huge, obnoxious house for my family when we would be completely sufficient in a 2-bedroom home. And I'm not going to lie, we are planning on going to be downsizing, and we are going to be cleaning it out and possibly selling it sometime within the next 6 months. So, because it's really made me feel like this is not my life. This was the life that I was told to have, because that was you have to have the big house, you have to have all of this, and to be grateful you don't. You just need one another, you need to have that support system. And with these ladies around all the time, I myself have been going through some very tough, difficult challenges lately. Valerie's been up with me many, many nights very late, listening to me cry, and she's been supporting me. Sarita's been sending me amazing messages, and Michelle's always there with her gorgeous smile. Joan's always there helping me out with homeschooling advice and what websites to go to, and without even realizing that these ladies change everybody's life on a daily basis, and not just within ourselves, but outside of ourselves. And right now, as I'm on this meeting, I have 3 messages that's come through on my Facebook, and I don't even know what they've said yet, and I'm sure it's from viewers that are watching that are sending me private messages about how I've changed their day, or someone else on this panel has changed their day. And it's huge. People just don't realize by talking and expressing and telling our stories that you're helping so many other people out there. And now my cage is a little bit quiet, I can show you what I was talking about with the thankful leaves. But just little things like this, just taking little pieces of paper, there's our hands, but just taking little pieces of paper and cutting them out into leaf forms and writing simple things as to what you're thankful for really can help remind yourselves around the holiday seasons, or whatever practices you have, or whatever beliefs you do around this time of year, that you'll see it, and it'll help you be grateful. Each one of our leaves just has one word on it as to what we're grateful for, and that's really all you need. It's just that little daily simple reminder that you can sit down and do with your family and make it personal.
I love it. I love it. I love the thankful leaves. That's so great. I love it. So cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. And love and have such appreciation for you, CJ. I mean, just, yeah. I'm going to go on over now. Let's go over to Harmony up in Canada. Harmony, you're on.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I just wanted to say thank you to all you ladies that have talked so far and shared your personal stories. That's just amazing. It's amazing to feel safe enough within a group to share such personal stuff, and it's amazing. I love it. Sarita, I really could resonate with what you were saying about being in India and being around people that are less fortunate, and realizing what you have, whether or not you have less than the next person. We still all possess amazing things in our lives, being in the Western world. You know, I'm a psych nurse, so I work with some really down and out folks, and I constantly am reminded daily when I go to work just how wonderful my life is, and how grateful I am to have the life that I have. You know, with everything that's happening in the world right now, I don't watch the news either, but, you know, family and friends will, you know, just a phone conversation, and I hear these bits and pieces. I'm truly disconnected with the turmoil that's happening in the world, but from what I've heard in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, it's really made me take stock of where I live, what I have. You know, I have my family, I have access to clean food, I have access to health care, we're healthy, we're safe, and for that I'm truly and amazingly grateful, because there's, you know, people all around the world being displaced, and, you know, I have this little home that I, CJ, feel that it's too small for my, you know, for my family, and I want something bigger, but in essence, it's perfect for my little family. It keeps us a close-knit unit, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for, you know, I have, you know, my family lives far, far away as well, but, you know, I just got reconnected with my mom, who I haven't seen for 8 years. She just came to my home and stayed with us for a week. She got to meet my boys, her grandbabies, for the first time. And so I'm very grateful for that. I'm opening up more and more to reaching out to people, because when you are a single mom, you can feel very isolated and kind of caught up in your daily activities with your kids. And, you know, being grateful is a practice that I try to practice all the time, but sometimes I have to remember to be grateful, because we can kind of get in that negative thought process where you don't have what the next person has, you don't have what your neighbor has or what your best friend has. And just taking stock every day is really important, and it's a work in progress for me, because I can be really on board with being grateful and waking up and writing in my grateful journal that I have, but some days I don't do it, and the days that I don't do it is truly the days that I should be doing it, because it's easy to get down in the dumps. This opportunity, this has come to me. I seen Sarita's message. I found Sarita, like Val says, not by accident. It's amazing, and I'm truly grateful for you, Sarita, and for you, Valerie, and for all of you. I know it's been life-changing up into, you know, this last month, as things have transformed in my life, like, greatly. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for so many things, and I would highly, you know, if you're not already doing it, get a grateful journal out, because it's a great way to stay on top of being grateful, because it's easy to get down in the dumps and forget what you do have and forget the things that you should be grateful for.
Love it.
Yay! I just want to quickly say, Harmony, I'm just so inspired by, you know, even, you know, what you share with what you do. It would be very difficult what you do, and I'm grateful, you know, the difference you make in people's lives. So thank you for sharing that as well, because, you know, that it's needed, you know. So you need to, you know, you must be a very strong person to be able to do that every day. So you know, I'm grateful for you, because we need people like you in the world to help those people. So thank you. And yeah, I'm just inspired and so excited to you know, be in a hangout with you all. But yeah, thank you for sharing.
No worries.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Harmony. Yay. I'm going to go on over here now to Joan.
Yay. First of all, again, I'm so grateful to have met these beautiful, beautiful ladies on this panel. Completely transformed my life, completely just saved my life when my husband was deployed. I can't even remember how many hangouts that I came on here, and I'm just like sobbing, like, you know, and you guys just are so uplifting and so funny and just so beautiful. So I'm so thankful for you all. And Sarita, it's not an accident that I found you on Facebook, and I stalked you for like a year, and then then I finally just, like, you know, pulled the trigger on it when my husband was deployed. I'm so thankful for you guys, because during deployment it was pretty tough, because you're supposed to have like this really strong marriage, but I couldn't even. There was times when the internet was down, you can't even talk to him, or there was like this red flag warning where, you know, they expected an attack on his base, and so it was just you know, it's just crazy. But just so thankful I found you guys again, that I was able to connect with you guys, and I'm just thankful too that he was able to come back safely this year. I remember last year, I know that I didn't meet you guys until I think like January of 2015, but this time last year I remember I was you know, crying on the bathroom floor because it was Thanksgiving and I was missing him really bad. So I'm just grateful to see that he came home safe, that I stayed sane while he was gone, and this past year I was also able to, unfortunately my grandfather had passed away, and I was able to go to the Philippines to attend his funeral, and that was also, you know, a third world country that like India, where you find just people left and right, just, you know, wanting help, just even just you giving a smile to them was, you know, brighten their day. And so I totally feel that with you, Sarita, with, you know, with that moment, Sarita, when you said what you experienced in India. And so yeah, just so thankful for being able to have the necessities and so many luxuries that we take for granted. And I also just I'm so thankful for the boys that I have. I have a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And they are special because, of course, all kids are special, but we started having kids when my father had passed away. And I also believe that I see my father every day because my kids are around, and I see him in them all the time. And I miss him, but he's with me because I see his personality, his drive in all my children. So I'm really thankful that, and if he hadn't had passed, I may not have had these kids. So just thankful for that. And again, thank you all for letting me cry almost every time I'm on here.
Love it.
But I have to go. The family is waiting for me, so I gotta go. And I love you guys so much. So grateful for just today, for this moment here, for the next moment. So love you all.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye. Thanks for sharing.
Love you. Love you. I love Joan.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's been doing. I just want to give a big shout out to her because she's been doing her videos. Like she's been doing regular videos and she's doing some amazing stuff. I'm very impressed. She's just an awesome. I mean, mom. I think four kids. Yeah, 4 kids and
three kids.
Oftentimes three kids. Oftentimes totally alone because that's just what happens when her husband has to go away. With what he does, and she's just. When I've met her a few times now, and she's always this happy, smiley, beautiful mama, and positive, always positive and grateful. She's like the epiphany of like happiness to me. Like I never see her grumpy. She's always smiling. And she might be going through stuff, but also that she's so open and sharing herself. It's just I just love it. So I'm very, very inspired by her, and I love seeing her grow and just hearing her how much she gets out of our community here makes me even more grateful. I'm so glad I'm here today just to hear that, to hear everybody here because it makes me, I haven't been on the Hangouts lately because I have been very busy. I think I have to come on more often because I'm just like so touched just hearing all of you and just, I've been missing you guys, so.
Yeah,
I love you guys. I really love what we have here. It's very special. We're gonna all start like crying. We're just like gonna get tissues out. I'm serious. Like it's so special what we got here, and it's just so special. Like to know how it makes such a big difference to every one of us. It's just so beautiful. So I love you all, and thank you for being courageous to being on a Hangout. I'm starting to get used to being on Hangouts. I still get a little nervous, but I'm starting to lose it, I think. But it took me a long time, Depending on which Hangout, I think I still get nervous. I think I do still get nervous, but it's just so special. It doesn't matter how nervous you are, how much value we bring to each other's lives. But thank you for all showing up, showing your face, because by you showing up and sharing your story, we all have different stories and people can relate to different stories. And like I said before, it inspires anyone out there watching. Could be even a guy watching. It doesn't even have to be. It could be some guy watching because it's okay. You guys are welcome too. We've got nothing to hide. Give someone a little bit of hope when they're maybe in a really dark place, and know that you can reach out to us. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. If you're in a dark place and you need to reach out, like we're here, So
exactly.
Yeah.
And absolutely, exactly. And I'm just so grateful. We have folks that are moms watching as well, and you're always welcome here as well.
Because I've got a few single dads on my team too, and you know, it's not just the moms, it's the dads too. So
the daddypreneurs out there doing it. Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to come on over here now. Bring on Christy. Come on out, girl. Hey.
I've been sitting here holding back my tears, listening to everyone's stories. I don't even know where to start. I know that I'm grateful that God has put me where I need to be in the right place at the right time around the right people. I've actually lost 2 babies in the last 4 months. I was pregnant in Vegas and didn't know it, and when I got home, I had a miscarriage. And then I was pregnant in Orlando and lost the baby a couple weeks ago. And so I've been struggling with that, but I'm grateful for my 3 kids that I have. And
I'm
on
so
top
sorry,
of that, thank you. I don't have a lot of people to talk to. I'm so grateful to be here with you guys, to finally just be around women who are like-minded and, you know, headed in the same direction, because not many people understand me. You know, they're like, what are you doing? Where's your head at, you know? And so, you know, like I said, God prepared me in Orlando to have the strength to come home and deal with, you know, the struggles here, because he surrounded me in Orlando with the last event with just, you know, like he, you know, I landed in the bathroom with Sarita.
I had some like major issues with my dress code,
Wardrobe.
and she was very helpful. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was so funny. But yeah, it was meant to be. You know, everything is meant to be. I was a little bit distressed. But it was funny. It was funny. It was funny distress. But how amazing how that turned into this. Like that's why everything is so special. And thank you for sharing, being honest and courageous to share what you just shared. Because like I said, like by you sharing this, there's so many women out there who are going through what you're going through right now, and they might feel really alone. So I'm just really grateful that you're sharing this and helping others just by you doing that. So thank you.
Thank
You're
you
amazing.
for having this. Thank you, because
I'm so grateful that you are coming out and you're sharing that, because I know how many people, how many women go through it, and it's such a taboo, you know. You know, it's such a taboo subject, and yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. And you know, I've heard someone say, because in my life I have a lot of negative people, and you know, I kind of live in a small town, you know, small-minded people sometimes, and especially family, they like to dump their trash in your trash can. And so I heard someone say a long time ago, just keep your lid on so you don't let other people dump their trash into your trash can, because eventually it's going to get full and it's going to overflow, and that's when you're going to explode. And it's true. So I've tried to learn how to keep my lid on my own trash can, and everybody else is in my life is constantly dumping their trash on me, with my mom and her problems, and my brother and my family, and everyone. I'm the go-to person that everyone likes to just put all their stuff on. And so here I am, I'm holding on to everybody else's stuff, and then on top of that, I have my own, and I'm full, and so here I am, I'm holding back my tears just listening to your guys' stories. But at the same time, when Joan was here, she said that she was crying to you a lot, Valerie, but I see such a brightness in her face because she went through that, and then I'm seeing the end of her transformation, of her struggles, and now from you guys being here, I see something different in her than what she had previously went through with her husband being gone. So thank you so much for just you guys being so awesome. So I'm so grateful for you guys. You have no idea.
Oh, Christy, I love it. I love having you here. And like I said, I mean, I know, because there's a thing called secondary fertility, and it can be the most stressful thing. It's really, really, really stressful. And that's also the whole, it's a powerful thing. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here with us. And yeah, news and goods. Looking for the news and goods every day. Looking for the news and goods every day. I just really, really.
I might want to add something. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I can hear my kids waking up. You might see my kids in a minute. I think Paulina said it. I have had other leaders share it, but it's almost like selfish to keep. They say it's almost selfish keeping your story to yourself, because the amount of people that you can help by sharing your story, and by you just sharing that, you don't even know how many people you've impacted. And that's what was mind-blowing for me when I was in Nashville after I went through all this craziness in my life, in my personal life. But then I had like 4 people come up to me that event, and it didn't meant to be happening, but well, it was meant to happen, but it was weird because it was really hard, like hearing it. But I was so grateful because that people, like women, telling me that the hangout actually saved their life, and I know that it saved mine too. It was massive. It was massive, and even if it's just to know that us getting together can make such an impact, because you can feel so isolated and alone as a mom. We have so much to do. We have so many responsibilities. We have so much to be able to jump on a hangout. We can do it at any time. My kids might be waking up and walking in a nappy in a minute. It doesn't matter. I still can connect with you guys. I could be lying in bed right now, bedridden or being sick, and I still can connect and listen to this. And there might be so many women watching right now who are totally isolated and going through what you're going through. And I'm so grateful that you shared this, because that could save their life. Just because they feel, oh, I'm not alone, I'm not going crazy, there's something wrong with me. We all have these negative thoughts in our head all the time, and just hearing someone else going through the same thing, you're like, it's not just me, and it's going to be okay. So that in itself is just lifts me up so much. I'm just so excited. So thank you. I'm so grateful you're here, and I can't wait to have you here, keep sharing away. And you're an amazing, amazing, amazing person, and so courageous. So thank you.
And Sarita, it's funny because that picture of us, that's like both yourself and myself's favorite picture, that's from Nashville.
I know, and it was so hard for me to get there. It was really
Nashville was,
because I had to explain to everybody what happened, and I'm like, oh, really? But it was, and it was, the stage time was a little bit, there was a lot of tears there, and I couldn't really explain, all the whatever happened. It was very emotional, but in the end of the day, I did get a lot of positive feedback, and I was just glad I was there, because just hearing, it was a very, very powerful event,
Yes, it was.
But it was very hard to get there. So how funny, that's actually from Nashville, and it's just so beautiful what we got here. So just so excited, and if you guys want to get started with us and join our community, just click that button. I think you can get started as low as $7 or something these days. So really, and you can cancel at any time, get a refund too. So really, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. It is a way to earn an income. Like I would never go back to a job. But it's not just that; it's a community, It's a community of support, and So
it is absolutely, and it's just so grateful. I mean, when you can make a couple $1,000 in a day, it's an amazing thing, and it's just income disclaimer, down below, but and to be connected to this community. There are times I've had some really. I had injuries. I had accident. I mean, actually, I had an accident when I was in Nashville. We were there. I slept. I had an injury, and one of our moms, Elizabeth, she's not here right now, but shout out to you, 'cause I know she's in the middle of a move. Elizabeth was right there. We connected, and it was like the first person I saw. I said, Elizabeth, thank you. Our community is just so amazing, and just even online from home, we're all here, we're all connected. So I'm gonna bring out, and here you are, Michelle.
Hi again.
Let's see if my sister, I know I was telling her.
Oh gosh, everyone, I just yeah, I'm trying not to completely lose it myself. Christy, I just want to give you big hugs and let you know you're in my prayers. Agnes, honey, I know where you're at, and I know how you feel. I lost my mom not as recent as you, but it still feels like in here, in my heart, that it could have been yesterday. And it's really important for us to not hold those feelings inside. It can be very harmful for our bodies, especially if it's something like grief. That what I experienced, holding it in as long as I did, I mean, I'm talking years, I even thought I had to do that while I was pregnant because I thought, oh, my baby's going to feel this. But really what I needed to do was get that out. And, so it's very important to let those emotions, let those tears flow and get that release, because if we hold those feelings in, I really believe it can cause, toxic issues with our own health. So I always encourage people, if you feel those emotions, they're overwhelming, and you just think, I can't hold them in any longer, don't. Let them out. You have to let them out. And the release, physically and emotionally and spiritually even, is going to be so much more better for you, so much more rewarding when you get on the other side of that release. And so yeah, please don't hold those feelings in. If you feel like you're just not in a comfortable place to let them out, go someplace where you can have that moment for yourself and let it out. But I love you, ladies, and I feel your hurt. I know what that's like, and just know that I will be saying special prayers for you, and that you're in my thoughts. I wanted to also just make the point that it is easier to be grateful when things are good, but it's really important for us to maintain gratitude even going through when things aren't going the way we'd like for them to be, to always focus on that gratitude, because I believe that's what pulls us through those hard times. Knowing it could always be worse and it can always be better, but in the moment that we're in, when things are tough, like you were talking about Joan, those struggles that she was in, and how bright and how full of light that she projects now when she's come out on the other side of that. And that transformation is such a testimony to so many people, and the people that she's able to help, and she had to go through that. We all have to go through those to be in a place where, if we have that courage, like we all do here, to share our stories with people, that the people that we can help. And I believe that's what our mission and our purpose here is. We're all connected. We're all part of this world and the energy and the substance that makes life exist. And that every experience is unique to that person, but there are similarities in that we can all relate to one another. And I really believe that's what life is about, and helping everybody, each other, get to that next level and the next stage in our lives, to make that difference with people. And that's really what, I have come to understand in this past year, in being part of this amazing business in our tribe, and our moms here, and just the amazing people and the connections that I've made. Before I started, I was in a horrible state. I was a wreck, and I remember, you know, several times before I even committed to this business, reaching out to my mentor, Vashon, because I knew her when we were children, and I reconnected with her, just searching for some old school friends through social media, and found her, and that's how I got introduced to our business. And I remember just being on the phone with her, and bless her heart, and Vashon is so gracious, and she's been such a great mentor and coach and friend to me. And her positivity, you know, she just radiates that, and always has the right words that I need to hear. But I just remember being on the phone with her, and I just rattling off, it was almost venting of the stress that I had in my life. I had not really began to deal with my grief, losing my mom. And working in a job that I hated, and with women that were nasty people, you know, to be around, and shoved in a tiny little cubicle, and just not doing what I love to do. And, you know, missing my child because I was away from him, and we were fortunate to where my husband could stay home with him with the job that I had at the time. And then when my son was little, before I went to work, yeah, I stayed home with him, but we never had to put him in daycare. But I still was away from him, having to go to a place that I hated, and I was miserable. I was just really at my breaking point. And then had no idea, stepping into our Freedom-Preneur business, that would rip that nasty, dirty Band-Aid off and expose my wounds, you know, that had just been festering for years. And I've learned so much from everybody, and have been inspired by you all so much. And it gave me the courage to really to face my fears, to face my grief, to accept things for what they were, and then to take that and make something beautiful from it by helping other people who have experienced the loss of a loved one. Even more specifically, reaching out to people that have either themselves or have been a caregiver to someone that has had, you know, that has cancer, because that's what my mom passed away from, was cancer. And realizing that the reason I had to go through that with my mom was to have this desire that was planted in my heart to take that and what I learned about nutrition, what I learned about treatments, what I learned about our emotions, you know, essential oils, just everything, and how to apply that to help beat cancer, to help beat disease, to help people be healthy, to help people feed their children the right foods, and you know, not stuff filled with GMOs and high fructose corn syrup, and just all those things, you know, that I've learned that I'm able to share with other people and hopefully help them make some positive changes in their life, or bring them hope when they're, you know, sitting by their loved one in a hospital bed, not knowing which end is up or down, you know. And so that's what I'm really grateful for. I've learned, or I don't know if I've learned, but I've realized that being grateful for our hard times, for those challenges, for our losses, is so important, and it's so powerful when we come to that, because we can then utilize that. It doesn't have to be a weakness. It doesn't have to be something that beats us down anymore. We can take that and be empowered and empower other people through the struggles that we've overcome. So to me, I think that's huge, and I feel like that's really what success is to be able to get through that journey of pain or grief or struggle, come out on the other end, to be able to stand there strong and firm and say, I kicked its A, and then have the tools to help other people who are going through it too. So that's really what I'm grateful for. I'm obviously grateful for my son and my family and my dear friends and you beautiful ladies that are like my family. You know, my sisters that I never had, and now I feel like my life is so full because I just made the decision one day, I'm going to try this home business thing out and see how it goes. It sounds really fun, and I believe I can do it. Let's see what happens. But you know, it has been so much more than that. It's been so much more than that. And honestly, like if I had never made a dime on the business, I feel that everything that I've gained in my friendships and my connections and then the inspiration that I've received from everybody, you can't put a price on. I would have gladly, you know, I would trade any amount of money for all of those things, because those are what make me feel richly blessed, you know, to have those connections and to just apply what I've learned from everybody to my life and have a better life because of that. So I thank each and every one of you, because you know, I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, but I could sit with each and every one of you and tell you precisely when and where and how you have touched my life. And I think that's really special, you know, when you get to hear that back from somebody that, you know, you've helped. It makes my day when someone sends me a message or reaches out to me and says, you know what, you make my day. I have a friend, Pat. I don't know if she's watching. Pat, if you are, hello, and I love you. She is battling cancer right now. And I like to check in on her and put things out there. And it's so funny because the things that I post maybe on Facebook and I'm thinking of her when I do it are the exact messages that she'll come back to me and say, thank you, this really helped me, or you inspire me every day. And I'm thinking, you know, it's so wonderful to hear that, because that's what I want to do. That's my goal, you know, to help people with that. And so when I get those confirmations back, and especially on those posts that I send out and I'm thinking of that person and they're the ones that are coming back replying to me, there's really no perfect word to describe it, but it's awesome to me. That's a miracle. And so yeah, that's probably. I had written some things down too as we were talking, but I guess the last thing I wanted to share is, and not the last thing, let me just.
Hi, Coben.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Katie.
He's still got a little bedhead going on.
Hi, baby.
Hi, sweetheart.
You know, but you know, when I lost my, like Agnes, you know, I look at it this way too with my mom. I lost that life in my life, but then I gained this one, you know, and I can rest comfortably knowing that my mom is in a better place. But I know that if she could have had anything to do with it, sending this one to me when he was sent to me, he saved my life too. I was in a really bad place, and having him was kind of my wake up call. And had I not had this little guy here, I may not be here today. There's no saying, but the path that I was on was not a good one, and I wasn't in a place where I wanted to hurt myself. But I was hurting myself. I was trying to party the pain away. I drank a lot of beer. I just, you know, I had friends over all the time. We'd stay up all night drinking, get up the next day. I was eating bad food. I mean, it just, not doing what I knew. You know, I didn't even care. I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even conscious of how important it was. And after I had him, after I had my son here, it made life, it just has a completely different meaning. And I care about the foods we eat. You know, I'm very conscious about that. I care about what's up, baby? You know, I care about, you know, myself and my health and taking care of my body so I can be here for him. And so what we like to do, of course, every morning when we wake up, we say our kind of like our gratitudes for the day. Just, you know, to bless our day. And it does something real simple, but he knows it by heart now. We just say, I am blessed, I am healthy, I am well, I am safe, I am protected, I am prosperous, I am fearless. No weapon formed against me will prosper. And, you know, thank you, God, for all our blessings. And at night, we like to go to bed and say, you know, what was your favorite thing today? What are you grateful for? And, of course, sometimes it might be, I'm grateful for my new toy. But I've taught my son, you know, not every child has a toy. You know, let's, collect all your old toys and let's go give them to other children that don't have toys. We like to do the shoebox things at Christmas time, just to teach him what gratitude is about, because with a grateful heart, I believe we can do so much good in this world. So anyway, I love you all, and thank you for letting me share today. I've missed you, and I want to try to get back on here more often. I love you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And one of the things I might want to quite add, because it's all about the blessings in disguise. That's been maybe my lesson for the year, which is pretty a big lesson, because I feel like when you look back on your life, all the bad things that happen, in the end of the day, there are blessings. Like that's actually something that I've actually learned to realize. There are even. To me, I don't think people die. I feel like we're gonna meet them again. It's always hard for the ones left behind. But like my grandmother died while I was actually in Orlando on the last day in Orlando. Then I missed my flight. It was a freaking nightmare. And I was happy she passed on because I know she was in pain. I was sad that my kids never got to meet my grandmother. That's what I was sad and upset about. The next day, because I missed my flight, because I was so, I guess, I'm not good with timing anyway, but I guess that just didn't help. And then I missed my flight, and then I had to stay somewhere and find somewhere to stay. And then in the morning, I actually got to have a massage at the airport. That was my little, and I took a picture, and I took a picture of the massage table, and it's weird. It's like, I've got to post it in the group, but it's like you can see it's almost like there's an angel there, and then next to it, Kimberly Franklin, who was on my team, she's actually a psychic. She's like, have a look there. It looks like there's your grandmother standing next to you, and when you zoom it up, there's like this small figure, and it's like, oh my God. Never had a picture like this taken. My grandmother just died a day before, and it was just weird. But it was a blessing in disguise. I missed that plane because I wouldn't have taken that picture. And it's like a confirmation that to me, like I do believe that we do live on, and we're just somewhere in a different place. And I feel like the people that actually pass on, they're in a good place, and they're looking after us or looking out for us or whatever. I've had many confirmations of that anyway, but I just like, for me to know that like there is so many blessings all the time, and I to see the blessings in disguise, no matter what's happening, because the truth is that when you look back, you can see that. I guess people dying it's hard to find the blessing in that, but at the same time, for me, it was I was happy because I knew my grandmother wasn't in pain anymore. I'd rather have my grandmother be at peace, and it would have been nice if my children would have seen my grandmother, but at the same time, now that's taught me the lesson of how important it is to spend the time. So you turn it around into a lesson, how important it is to spend time with the people that you love, because you never know. It doesn't matter what age you are, how much time you've got with the people that you love. And so finding lessons in everything, finding like lessons in the sadness, in the pain, and there's always a lesson. And I just want to add that, because there's always like a lesson in the pain. If you can get the lesson out of it, it makes the pain maybe less painful, So
Absolutely, and that's so powerful. It's funny. I don't know if you've seen it, Serena, but there's a picture when my boys were really little, like little babies, and I have this picture where I'm holding the two of them, and they're sleeping. And I actually posted it. I posted it on Instagram, and a bunch of people on the account looked at it and was like, "Do you see that?" I hadn't even seen it. I said, "Do you see that?" And there's this glow, and they said that looks like there's an energy. That looks like there's a grandmother's energy. And I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my God!" There really was, and I feel like my grandmother. It's funny you say that. My grandmother was with me there, and you could actually see her kind of glowing in the shot. I'll have to share. I'll share it in the chat below and share your picture so we can see that. Maybe share it in.
I will. It's really fun, actually. I will share it.
Share it in our chat on the thing here. I want to throw something out here, just like at the last piece here, because especially for anybody here watching in the United States, I know that sometimes Thanksgiving can be a stressful time, a really stressful time for a lot of folks. If our depending on what's going on in relationships in our lives, and just know that reach out, that there's always any, and sometimes even some people might be saying we're here and we're also feeling thankful and blessed about all the relationships. I was so thankful. Yesterday my dad turned 83. I was able to get my kids on the phone with them, and we had like FaceTime, and we're talking and connecting and everything else, and because they're in another country as well, and they're up in Canada, and but sometimes if there's a lot of struggle and where the relationships are not harmonious in the environment and you're around family and everything, and it can be an intense thing to throw something out there as a thought that might help you in this, and that's something what Sarita was saying about the blessings, in that oftentimes if they're coming from a negative place, it's because they're not remembering who they really are. They're not connected to all the stuff that we're talking about here, and awareness of energy and love and appreciation and everything else, and they're in a sad place, and about having an understanding, maybe for their lack of understanding of what's really there, the beauty and the love of the world and everything that's there. And the blessing in that is that if someone can be kind of toxic in your environment, that it can be a reminder into everything that we're talking about here, taking you to the place of being able to look and say, okay, I'm having understanding for the lack of understanding, which opens up, for me when I've done that, it's opened up my heart so big and allowed so much more to come in a perspective that in a weird way, the toxic thing in my environment was a really powerful blessing that just was transformational for me, and where I got into connecting with myself and opening up my levels of connection. So if that can help anyone, and we're here as a community, always we're here to connect. It's like, seriously, this is like $7 and you're connected. You never know, you might be here with us. You never know, at some point you may end up actually being here with us. So I am just so grateful for all of us here and all of you watching, and the connection and the ability to be able to reach out and touch. Our last thoughts, anybody here? We've been on for a while. It's a longer hangout, but that's cool. That's a powerful message. CJ, do you see anything comments? Can you look and see, do we have anything, anybody that's commented at all on the page we can shout out live?
Right now, we just have, I'm not even going to attempt that name. She says hi, and she said, are we live? I was late. Yes. She says hello to Sarita. And then just the pictures of us sharing our girls. And that's it. It's very quiet today. I think everyone's just been sitting here and taking it all in and listening to the stories and observing all of the love and knowledge that we're sharing, and letting everybody know that they're not alone, that we are here for them.
Absolutely.
And I just have posted the picture, by the way, in the chat.
Yay.
So if anyone, so you can make up your own mind, but it's quite interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly wrap it up from my side. Just want to say I'm really grateful for you, for all you ladies here, showing up, being courageous, sharing your heart, and it is so inspiring and it's so powerful what we're doing here. And don't ever think, like the feedback I have gotten and people coming up to me, that's why Nashville was so huge, because people, I felt the same, but having 4 people come up to me in Nashville and telling me that it saved literally their life, just having this community, I was just like blown away. And you don't even know, that was people that actually came up. You don't even know how many people we're impacting, who is watching right now, and that just made their day, you know, just by them knowing that they're not alone and they're also having struggles. So just want to say, you know, anyone out there watching, you're not alone. Reach out to us, and that's the beauty of the internet, of the World Wide Web. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can connect with us, and we're here for you. So just reach out.
Yes, yes, definitely. Just reach out. And anybody else last on the panel? We're going to close out the week. Anybody?
Just get yourself a gratitude journal. Make sure you keep it by your bedside with a pen. Make sure you keep one in your vehicle. Keep one in your bag. Always have a journal around. And when you're feeling that happy comfort zone or that positive moment, quickly write it down so that you don't lose it, and then look back on it. Also, cell phones nowadays, their smartphones have the notepads in them. You can do a video recording. So if you're running around with the kids, just record your voice really quick of you saying it when you're in that moment, because when you play it back and you hear that in your voice, it will help you as well.
Absolutely. I love that. That's a great tip. I love that. I love that. I love that. So, and yeah, so thank you, everybody. For those of you, also connected with us, stay tuned, stay connected. If you're in our emails, we're going to be doing the same. We're flipping the time zone. Again, for the time difference, we're going to be, like I said, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. I think that's 3 p.m. in the UK, and 9 p.m. in Perth, Australia, so it's easier for all folks down under to get on with us. And we'll be here. We'll actually be here. For those of you who have another hangout called Sisters United, we're going to be on. So stay tuned with us, and you can check in with us there. We're going to be live on Thursday as well, Sisters United on Thanksgiving, because we're early enough in the morning here in the States to do that. We'll be sharing what we're thankful for. So you can stay connected with us there. Stay tuned with us. You have access to that as well. And we'll all see you all next week here. Love you all. If you want to connect with us, it's right down below. Excited to see you on the other side. Love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.